It is only death that proves the helplessness of man. Welcome to another episode. We're going to section 2 of chapter 52 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 52 is named Aturu, Suru Aturu, or the Mount. Mm, Uh, I don't know. Oh my God. Yes, the Mount. Mm. Mount and mountain, I think they are the same, synonymous, almost the same thing. The Mount. Uh, it begins with sign 29. Let's go. فذكر فما أنت بنعمة ربك بكاهن. فذكر فما أنت بنعمة ربك بكاهن. Therefore remind, فذكر, therefore, fa, therefore, zakar, remind. فما أنت بنعمة ربك بكافر. For by the grace of thy Lord, grace of God, grace of thy Lord, that is benigmate rabika, by the grace of your Lord, thou art no soothsayer nor possess. Begahinen, pardon me, bekahinen, wa la majnoon, wa la majnoon. I didn't complete, let me complete it in both Arabic and English. فذكر فذكر فما أنت بنعمة ربك بكاهن ولا مجنون ولا مجنون. Therefore remind, for by the grace of by that thy Lord, thou art no soothsayer, nor possess. Possess is majnun, soothsayer is kahinen or kahinu. The note to read is 5063. 5063. The greatest of the prophets was called a soothsayer. You can imagine. I.e., one who tells fortune by divination, or a madman possessed of some evil spirit, or a poet singing spiteful satires. Full stop. Much more may lesser men be called by such names because they proclaim the truth. Full stop. They should go on in spite of all. They should go on in spite of it all. They should go on in spite of it all. Well, if it were old English, it was in spite would have been hyphenated. Okay. Oh, no. That's it. That's it. That's note 5063 to sign 29. Let's go to sign 30. Am yakuluna sha'irun أو يقولون شاعر نتربص أم يقولون شاعر نتربص به. Or do they say dash, column dash, or do they say a poet, and that is sha'irun. We await for him some calamity, and that is natarabasu bihi riba al mununi. Riba al manune. Let me take it again. Natarabasu bihi riba al manune, or rebel manuni. We await for him some calamity by time. Some calamity by time. We have brackets there. Let me set the brackets. For, oh no, we await for him some calamity, hashed by time. Hashed is in brackets. Mm. So the word hash there is not really there on the Arabic side. It's simply we wait for him some calamity by time. That's Rabbi Subihi Reba al Manuni. That's some calamity by time. Reba al Manun. 5064. It's a spiteful poet. No, it's not. It's if. Pardon me. If a spiteful poet foretells evil calamities for men, men can afford to laugh at him, hoping that time will bring about its revenge, and spite will come to an evil end. To an evil end. Full stop. For the various meanings of rape, see note 1884 to chapter 16, Hijrah, sign 9. Some commentators suggest death as the calamity hashed by time. Mm. Some say that calamity is actually death. Mm. Let's see the various, let's go back to visit the various meanings of rape. Mm. Rape is also doubt. I know it's also doubt, but let's go and see 1884. 1884, 1884. It is far away. 1884. Wow. Yeah, so that's where it should be far away. 1884. Oh, pardon, we shall waste some time here. I know my brain is slow, and that's why I don't want us always to be going to the references. 1884. 1884. There we are. And actually, it's Suratul Ibrahim. It's 14, not 16. It's chapter 14. Anyway, 1884. Chief. Uh-huh. The distinction between shak and rape may be noted. Shak is intellectual doubt, a doubt as to fact, as it is so, as to fact, semicolon. Is it so? Is it so or is it not? Rape is sometimes more than intellectual doubt, a suspicion that there is fraud or deception, something that upsets moral your moral belief and causes a disquiet in your soul. In chapter 52:30, yes, yeah, okay, that's good. In chapter 52:30, that's where we're coming from. Mm. It is used as equivalent to calamity. Yeah, it is used as equivalent to calamity or disaster, both words in double inverted commas. Some punishment or evil, full stop. Both kinds of doubts and suspicion are hinted at against prophets of God. So that's right. Mm. We are referred to one from the other and the other to the one. Mm. Okay. And 5064, we've done the comparison. So let's go to the next sign, which is sign 31. Mm. Kul tarabbas kul tarabbasu fa inni ma'akum mina mutarabisina mina mutarabisina. Say thou, column, say kul, await ye, tarabasu, hmm? Await ye, tarabasu, plural, ye, plural. I too will wait. For inni ma'akum. I too will wait along with you. I too will wait among with you. And that is for inni ma'akum minal mutarabisina. Note 5065. 5065. Compare chapter 9. Viewers, I beg your pardon. You see, sometimes I can cause confusion with the Roman numerals. Chapter 14, I saw it as 16. So pardon me. Okay. Note 5065. 5065. Compare chapter 9, Tauba, sign 52. If the wicked wait or look for some calamity to befall the prophet can with far more justice await the decision of the await the decision of the issue between him and his persecutors. Full stop. For he stands for right, and God will support the right. We are not going to go to the comparison, otherwise we will spend so much time doing comparisons. Okay. Let's go to the next sign, which is 32. Am ta'muruhum am ta'muruhum ahlamahum bihaza. Am ta'muruhum ahlamahum bihaza. Is this that their intellects urges them to this? Urges them is ta'muruhum. Ahlamakum, their intelligence. Ahlamukum, their intelligence, bihaza, to this, haza, to this. Am hum kaumun taguna, am hum kaumun taguna, or are they but a people transgressing beyond bounds, taguna, transgressing beyond bounds. Kaumun, people. Common has several meanings, like we have seen for other words here. And the note to read is 5067. 5067. Yes, 5067. We are being referred to chapter 51, sign 53. 51 is Azariat. We are told to go there. Simple. Let's go to the next sign, which is 53. Sign 53. Am yakuluna takawallahu. Am yakuluna takawallahu. Or do they say he fabricated the message? Or do they say he fabricated the message? Message is in brackets. Message, that word message is not there on the Arabic side. However, if we remove it in the interpretation, it doesn't make sense because it will read, or do they say he fabricated the? No sense. Okay. Am yakuluna takawallahu. Takawallahu is from kawlu word. Bal la yu'minuna. Bal la yu'minuna. And that is bal, they have no faith. La yu'minuna, they have no faith. The note to read is 5068. 5068, as an alternative to the charges of being a soothsayer or a madman or a disgruntled poet. Oh my God. or a disgruntled poet, there is the charge of a forger or fabricator applied to the prophet of God when he produces his message. When he produces his message. Pardon me, viewers. When he produces his message. This implies that there can be no revelation or inspiration from God. This implies that there can be no revelation or inspiration from God. Full stop. Such an attitude negatives. Such an attitude negatives faith altogether. Such an attitude negatives faith altogether. But if this is so, can they produce a work of man that can compare with the inspired word of God? Question mark. They cannot. Then we are asked to compare note 3739 and chapter 17, sign 88. Sunat al-Bani Israel. That's if I'm right. XVII, chapter XVII, sign 88. And that's note 5068 to sign 53. Let's go to sign 54. Okay, it's connected with the note that we've just read. فَلْيَأْتُوا بِحَدِيثٍ فَلْيَأْتُوا بِالْحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ. Let them then produce a saying like unto it. Hadith here is saying, like unto it, mitlihi. In kanu sadikina. If it be in brackets, with our brackets it is if they speak the truth. Straight in English, let them then produce a saying like unto it. If it be they speak the truth. No note to it. So we go straight to the next sign, which is 35. Am huluku mingeri shay'in. Am huluku mingeri shay'in. Question. Were they created of nothing? Were they created of nothing? Am huluku mingeri shay'in. Am hum al-halikuna, or are they those who create? Am hum al-halikuna, or were they themselves the creators? Or were they themselves the creators? Am hum al-halikuna. Note 5069. 5069. Oh my God. Pardon me, viewers. 5069. Were they created of nothing? And this in italics, also in double inverted commas. Were they created of nothing? Question mark. Three possible alternative meanings are suggested by the commentators, comma, according to the meaning we give to the Arabic preposition min. Then the mathematical sign equals, mean equals of, by, with, for. So I love that because the Arabic word meaning means a lot. It's either of, of, by, by, with, with, for, for. And even there are many meanings for it, probably more. Then, one, were they created by nothing? So were they created by nothing? Did they create or were they created by nothing? Did they do the creation themselves or were they created by nothing? So here it is. Were they created by nothing? Question mark. Hmm? And this is in single inverted commas. Commas not yet closed. Hmm? Or were they created by nothing? Full stop. Did they come into existence of themselves? Did they come into existence of themselves? Same question in different ways anyway. Did they come into existence uh, of themselves? Question mark. Was it a mere chance that they came into being? I think they are all the same questions, the same points. I think they all point to the same idea. Or was it a mere chance that they came into being? Question mark. Then two, were they created as men out of nothing? Still about the same point, isn't it? Put in different ways. eh? Apparently, deservedly. Hmm? They create Were they created as men out of nothing? Was there not a wonderful seed from which their material growth can be traced as the handiwork of a wise and a wonderful creator? Question mark. Must they not then seek his will, God's will? Hmm? Question mark. Three, were they created for nothing to no purpose? Were they created for nothing with no purpose or of no purpose? Here is to no purpose. This is an Englishman's English. Hmm? Were they created for nothing to no purpose? Question mark. If they were created for a purpose, must they not try to learn that purpose by understanding God's revelation? Hmm? So going back to creation, you see, people refuse to accept the word of God that man was created from earth. They put up all kinds of ideas that doesn't make sense when stretch when the ideas stretch further from one point to the other. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so purpose by understand. No, yeah, I think we're there. Must they not try to learn that purpose by understanding God's revelation? Question mark. And that's note 5069. 5069 to sign 35. Let's go to sign 36. Hmm? Still questioning still follows. Am halaku asamawati wal ard. Am halaku asamawati wal arda. Hmm? Or did they create the heavens and the earth? Samawati, heavens, earth, arda. So many times in the Quran, uncountable. Hmm? Bal la yukinuna. Bal la yukinuna. Nay is bal. Bal is nay. They have no firm belief. Yukinuna. Which I think we did it in this very chapter or the previous chapter, or at least in many chapters. Yukinuna, firm. Firm belief. The note to read is 5070. 5070. They obviously did not create the wonders of the starry heavens and the fruitful globe of the earth, full stop. But they can assign no definite cause to explain it, as they have no firm belief on the subject themselves. They have no firm belief of the subject of creation themselves. And that's note 5070 to sign 36. Let's go to sign 37. I think still question. Am indahum hazainul Rebecca. Am indahum hazainul Rebecca. Or are the treasures of the Lord with them in the home? Hazainu Rebecca, treasures, Rebecca of thy Lord, of thy Lord. Am hum al musaytiruna, am hum al musaytiruna. Or are the treasures? No, no, no. Or have they control over them? Or have they control over them? Al musaytiruna, control over them. Note 5071. 5071. Compare chapter VI. Yeah, that's 6. Yeah, VI. That's chapter 6. An arm. Chapter 6. VI. Okay, let's just maintain the VI. Compare chapter VI, Psalm 50, and note 867. The treasures of God's knowledge are infinite. Full stop. But the doubters and unbelievers have no access to them. Much less can the doubters and unbelievers. Oh, but the doubters and unbelievers, I hope I didn't say believers, but the doubters and unbelievers have no access to them, comma, much less can the doubters and the unbelievers manage the wonders of the world. Full stop. Must they not therefore seek grace and revelation from God? Question mark. Let's go to the next sign, which is 38. Still questions. Questions. I don't know where the questions. Oh, questions. For us to reflect. Because they are past, they are gone. It's for us, me and you here, and others to reflect. So, questioning, to answer important aspects of life. Remember, Jesus Christ himself in the Bible always asks questions to answer questions. Okay, so we go to the next sign, which is 38. Am lahum sulamun yastami'una fihi, or have they a ladder by which they can listen? Or have they a ladder? Have they a ladder by which they can listen? How do you use a ladder to listen? Is there bracketed? Or have they a ladder by which they can, in brackets, climb up to heaven and listen? Climb up to heaven and listen. So the meaning of that has been given to us in brackets, to climb up to heaven and listen. To its secrets, in brackets again, to its secrets, in brackets again. To listen to what? To listen to secrets, the secrets of the heavens and earth, or of creation. Yes, Tamiul, let's go. Okay, am lahum sulamun yastami'una fihi falyati mustami'uhum fayati mustami'uhum bisultanin mubinin. Fayati mustami'uhum bisultanin mubinin. Then let listener of theirs produce a manifest proof. Then let listener of theirs produce a manifest proof. With that brackets, let me insert the brackets because that doesn't make much sense. And with the brackets, it reads, then let such a listener of theirs produce a manifest proof. So an ordinary man learning Arabic from the grassroots will not understand the Quran as such. We can only rehearse or recite, which we call tilawa. And no wonder many Muslims rehearse without understanding what they are saying. But in any case, they believe whatever they are saying is revelation or part of revelation. Better than one who doesn't recite it at all. Sultan Rumabin, and that is manifest proof. The note to read is 5072. Compare chapter VI, sign 35, a reference to the pagan belief that by means of a material ladder, a man might climb up to heaven and learn its secrets. But what holds what holds the ladder? Eh? What holds the ladder to go up? Okay, the bottom part of the ladder is supported by the earth. Hmm? Okay, what about the up? How is it supported? Oh, ignorance is a disease. Hmm? Okay, and that is oh, a ladder might climb up to heaven to learn its secrets. Yes, that's it. Note 5072 to sign 38. Let's go to sign 39. Questions again. Still, the questioning continues. Hmm? Lahu al-baynatu wa lakum al-binuni. Lahum not is al-banatu. Lahum al-banatu wa lakum al-banunu. Banatu, girls, banunu, sons. Or has he only daughters and ye have sons? Banatu, banunu. 5073. 5073. Compare chapter XVI, Science 57 to 58, and note 2082. XVI, if I'm right, it should be Hijrah, chapter 16, if I'm right. Pardon me if I'm not. And note 2082, full stop. The Gospel of Unity. To the Gospel of Unity, it is repugnant to assign begotten sons or daughters to God. Full stop. But the Arab superstition about angels being the daughters of God was particularly blasphemous, as the pagan Arabs hated to have daughters themselves and considered it a mark of humiliation. You can imagine ignorance. If you hate to have daughters, how did you come about as a creation? It's a woman who gave birth to you. I'm asking the Arabs, not you, viewer, pardon me. My friend Abubakar will say, no, not me, them. Eh? So, if they hated girls or daughters, how did they come into being? Hmm? Okay, to have daughters themselves and consider it a mark of humiliation. Or do I go back a bit further? But the Arab superstition about angels being the daughters of God was particularly blasphemous, as the pagan Arabs hated to have daughters themselves and considered it a mark of humiliation. And that's note 5072 to sign 38. Let's go to sign 39. Questioning continues. Am lahu banatu walakum banunu. Am lahu banatu walakum banunu. Or do daughters belong to him and sons belong to you? Okay. Or is it that thou doest ask for no? Or has he only daughters? Or has he only daughters and ye have sons? 5073. Compare chapter XVI, and note 2082. Hijra. Yes, Hijra. Yeah, it's Hijri 16, Psalm 57 to 59, and note 2082. The same comparison, the same. Uh, okay, I thought we read it before. Okay, let's go. Compare chapter 16, sign 57 to 59, and note 2082, full stop. The gospel of unity, it is. I read it wrongly. We are now there. It is now that we are there. 5073. To the gospel of unity, it is repugnant to assign daughters, to assign, no, no. To the gospel of unity, it is repugnant to assign begotten sons or daughters to God, full stop. But the Arab superstition about angels being the daughters of God was particularly blasphemous, as the pagan Arabs hated to have daughters themselves and considered a mark of humiliation. I think I read it before. Oh my God. Hmm? Verse 17. All right, let's go to the next sign 40. 40. Hmm. I don't know if it's questions to the end of the chapter. Hmm. Okay, let's go. At least the questioning will stop somewhere. Hmm. Sign 40. Am lahu banatu walakum be banu. No, no, no. That's not 40. We read it before. We are now going to 40. Am tas'aluhum ajran fahum mi min makrimin math muthkaluna. Am tas'aluhum ajran fahum min mak min magramin mutha muthkaluna. Or is it that thou doest ask for a reward, ajrun, so that they are burdened with a load of debt, for whom minal uh, magraman makuluna mathkuluna matkuluna loaded, matkuluna loaded, with a load of debt, magramin. Note 5074. 5074. The prophets of God ask for no reward to preach the message of God and direct men to the right path. They don't have any reward. Then they haven't asked for it, to the right path. Full stop. Why then do men shun them and persecute those who seek to bring blessings to them? Let's go to the next sign, which is 41. Question again continues. Am indahum al-gaybi, for whom, am indahum al-gaybu, for whom yak tubuna, for whom yak tubuna, or that this unseen is in their hands, in the home, and they write it down, yak tubuna. Note 5075. The unseen is a subject of revelation. The unseen is a subject of revelation, though it works through the common everyday life of man. Full stop. The men who reject revelation simply because it is outside their own experience ought, on the contrary, to try to learn about it and seek to understand it. So, the revelation is all about the unseen. The revelation is about the unseen. You don't believe in the unseen, you can't believe in revelation. That's 5075. Yes, and that's sign 41. Let's go to sign 42. Mm. Sign 42. Am yuriduna kaidan. Or do they intend a plot in brackets against thee? Whether the bracket is simply read, or do they intend a plot? Yuridina kaidan. Yuriduna is intending, not wanting, like I would say. Yuridina here is intending a plot. Uh, فالذين كفروا هم المكيدون والذين كفروا هم المكيدون. But those who disbelieve, الذين كفروا, are themselves ensnared in a plot. They have been the objects of plot. Whom al makiduna. They are those being plotted against, if I'm right, and ensnared in a plot. Note 5076. 5076. Shallow men who plot against good are themselves the willing victims of insidious plots laid by evil. So the evil that they plot goes against them. Mm. And that's note 5076. Let's go to the next sign, which is 43. Mm. Uh, I want to see where the question ends. Anyway, let's go to 43. Mm. I think it ends at 43. Let's see. Okay, let's go. I think it ends at 43. 43. Mm. Am lahum illahun gere Allah. Aw lahum illahum. Aw lahum illahun gere Allah. Gere Allahi. Or have they a God, small God, capital small g? Have they a God other than Allahu? Allahu being the universal God. Or do they have a God other than Allahu? Uh, Subhanallah amma yushrikuna. Subhanallah amma yushrikuna. Uh, Exalted is God, far above the things they associate with Him. Amma yushrikuna, the things they associate with Him, the universal God. And, Subhanallah here is interpreted as exalted. Usually it's glory, Subhanallah, glory be to God, but here it's exalted. Of course, they are synonymous. The two words are synonymous. Uh, the note to it is 5077. 5077. This is the final and decisive question. Okay, yeah, the question ends there. 43. This is the final and decisive question, semicolon. Is there really any God other than Allahu, the one true God? Question mark. Every argument points to the negative. A series of questions has been asked above pointing to the negative, have been asked above pointing to the negative of the superstitions of the godless. Full stop. The gospel of unity, revelation, and the hereafter has thus been preached by a searching examination of the position of the unbelievers. Full stop. And the surah ends with an exhortation to leave alone those who will not believe because they wish not to believe, and to let time work out the web and pattern of God's plan. So God's plan is a web as well as a pattern. Mm. The web and pattern of God's plan. Mm. It's being web doesn't mean that it's not a pattern. Mm. I hope viewers you will understand it. Okay. That's note 5077 to sign 41, 43, where the questioning ends. Now let's go to 44. Mm. Uh, وإن ير وإن يروا وإن يروا كسفا من السماء ساكتا fallen وإن يريدوا uh, كسفا من السماء ساكتا يقولون سحاب مركوم سحاب مركوم clouds sahabun gathered together markumun. Let's go to the interpretation proper. Were they to see a piece of the sky fallen on them in brackets, sakitan is fallen. Uh, kisfan, peace. Kisfan, peace, of the sky. Were they to see it from the sky, fallen on them, they would only see, or they would see, only is in brackets, they would see clouds gathered in heaps. And that is Sahabun Markumun. Sahabun, clouds Markumun, gathered in heaps. The note to read is 5078. 5078. Did we do 77? Yes, 5078. In chapter 26, 26, I think it's Ashurao. In chapter 26, sign 187, Shuaib, the prophet of God, is challenged by the companions of the wood to cause a piece of the sky to fall on us. And this in double inverted commas. After the word wood, people are companions of the wood. After that, we have double inverted commas. To cause a piece of the sky to fall on us, if thou art truthful. Inverted commas closed. Such a challenge, in some form or other, is addressed to all prophets of God. Yeah, ignorant. If a piece of the sky should fall on you, you will all quench, you will all die. Oh my God. Prophets of to address to all prophets of God, full stop. It is mere defiance, full stop. It has no meaning, full stop. If a piece of the sky were to fall on them, it would not convince them, for they would only see. They would only see. Then double inverted commas follows. These are only clouds gathered in heaps. They would only see. These are only clouds gathered in heaps. Double inverted commas closed after full stop. Then they do not wish to believe. Simple. Simple. They do not wish to believe. Full stop. Otherwise, there are ample signs and evidences of God's plan in creation and in man's own heart. That's note 5078 to sign 44. Let's go to sign 45. فَذَرْهُمْ حَتَّى يَلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمْ. فَذَرْهُ حَتَّى يُلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمْ. Leave them until they meet their day. So leave them alone, Zarhum, until they encounter that day of theirs. of their day, until they counted that day of theirs. Uh, Allazi fi yusmakun. Allazi fihi yusakuna. The encounter that day of theirs, wherein they shall be thunderstruck. Yusakuna. They'll be thunderstruck. They will be thunderstruck. That's yusakuna. The note to reach is 5079. 5079. That is the day of judgment. So their day is the day of judgment. In other words, their day is the day of all of us, the day of judgment. Compare chapter 38, no, 39. 39, I think, Azumaro, I think so. Compare chapter 39, sign 68, and note 4343. Let's go to the next sign, which is 46. This is a description of the day. Yoma la yugni anhum keiduhum shay'an. Yoma la yugni anhum keiduhum shay'an. The day when they are plotting will avail them nothing. Shay'an. Walahum yun sarun. Walahum yun sarun. And no help shall be given them. Yun sarun. Straight in English, the day when they are plotting will avail them nothing, no help shall be given them, and that is described as their day. Oh my God. Okay, the note to read. No. There's no note to read. There's no note to read. So let's go to the next sign, 47. Wa inna lillazina zalamu azaban wa inna lillazina zalamu azaban duna zalika walakinna aktaruhum la ya'lamun. Let's break it into two. Wa inna lillazina zalamu azaban. And verily, for those who do wrong, zalamu, there is another punishment besides this. Azaban. Duna besides. Duna zalika besides this. Duna zalika. Wa inna lillazina zalamu azaban duna zalika. And verily, for those who do wrong, there is another punishment beside this. Duna zalika. Walakinna aktaruhum la ya'lamun. But most of them know not. Most of them know not. La ya'lamun. Note 5080. 5080. The final judgment is for all. Full stop. But in addition, wrongdoers have to fear a retribution or punishment in this very life, an open punishment through external events, or at least the bitter pangs of conscience within. Let's go to the next sign, which is 48. Which is 48. And it looks like it has two notes. Yeah. 48, which has two notes. وإصبروا وإصبروا لحكم ربك وإصبروا لحكم ربك فإنك فإنك بأعين بأعيننا فإنك بأعيننا. فإصبروا, now wait in patience. فإصبروا, now wait in patience the command of thy Lord. Command of thy Lord. لحكم ربك. حكم, command, your Lord. ربك. فإنك فإنك بأعيننا إنك بأعيننا. Mm. We are under our face, our eyes. إنك بأعيننا. For verily thou art in our eyes. In other words, God is watching him, the prophet of God. May peace and blessings be on him. For verily thou art in our eyes, semicolon. And then, wasabih, wasabih bihamdi rabbika hina takumu. Wasabih bihamdi rabbika hina takumu. And celebrate the praises of your Lord wherever you are. And celebrate the praises of thy Lord the while thou standest forth. The while that thou standest forth. Wherever you are. Mm. In other words. Note, okay, yeah. Let's go to the first note. Two notes, 5081, against in our eyes. Be our eyes. Let's go there first. The messenger of God must strive his utmost. The messenger of God must the messenger of God must strive his utmost to proclaim the message of God. Semicolon. As for results, it is not for him to command them. Full stop. He must wait patiently in the knowledge that he is not forgotten by God, but is constantly under God's eyes. It's to the prophet in those days, but it's to all believers of today. It applies to all believers of today. He must wait patiently He must wait patiently in the knowledge that he is not forgotten by God, but is constantly under God's eyes, dash, under his loving care and protection. Full stop. And he must glorify God's name as he is standard bearer of God's truth. Standard bearer is hyphenated, as he is a standard bearer of God's truth. First note. That's first note. Let's go to the second note. Uh, that's under our eyes. The second note is wherever, celebrate the praises of God wherever thou standest forth. That's where we are going. And the note read is 5082. 5082. The translators and commentators nearly all understand takumu, takumu, in the sense of rising up from sleep. In the sense of rising up from sleep. Full stop. But the rendering I have given is consistent with Quranic usage. Full stop. In chapter 26, Ashurao, no, yeah, in chapter 26, Ashurao, I hope I'm not mistaken, XXVI. In chapter 26, sign 218, we have the same two words, Hina Takumu. Hina, meaning standing forth. Hina Takumu. And Hina Takumu is standing forth in prayer, in brackets in prayer, standing forth in brackets in prayer, all in double inverted commas. In chapter 57, 57, I think that is Hadith. In chapter 57, sign 25. Okay, in chapter LVII, period. In chapter LVII, sign 25, we have Li Yakumu an Nasu Bilkisti. Li Yakumu, no, Li Yakum an Nasu Bilkisti. In double inverted commas, in italics, and also in double inverted commas. Arabic written with English. Li yakum an-nasu bil-kisti, which obviously means, in bracket, in double inverted commas, which obviously means that men may stand forth in justice. Mm. Bilikisti, Bilikisti, in justice. Double inverted commas close. Mm. I.e., do all their business in justice. Full stop. In LXXVII, oh my God, I'm back. And I think that is 78. Mm. I think that is 78. In L LXSVII, sign 38, we have Yakumu, used for the angels standing forth in ranks. We have Yakumu for the angels standing forth in ranks. Mhm. Full stop. Then paragraph. On my rendering, the meaning will be colon. Then single inverted commas follows. In my rendering, the meaning will be celebrate God's praises when you stand forth in prayer, or at all times when you go about your business. Yeah, wherever you are, where you go about your business. Semicolon. But also for part of the night and at early dawn when worldly life is at a standstill. These hours are quiet hours, serene for prayers. Mm. Okay, and that is all. That's not no, that's not all. Yeah, that's all for sign for note 5082. That's all for note 5082 to sign 48. Let's go to sign 49. Uh, ومن الليل فسبحه ومن الليل فسبحه. And for part of the night, min al-layli fasabihu, and for the part of the night, also praise thou him, sabihu. Mhm. Uh, Wa idrabul najumi, wa idrabul najumu, najumi, wa idrabul najimi, fasabihu, and at the setting of the stars, and at the setting of the stars. Mhm. Uh, the notary is 5084. Najumu is stars. It's setting. I think that's evening or night when the sun sets. When the stars set, it's like the setting of the sun. Mm. So that should be at night. Anyway, let's go to the note 5084. Uh, no, two notes 5083 and 5084. 83 and 84. 83 is against what? Night. Then 84 is against setting of the stars. Let's go. It is not necessary to understand this for any particular canonical prayers. It is good to spend a part of the night in prayer and praise. Compare chapter uh, LXX8, LXXIII. I think that's 73. Sign 6. And the dawn, full stop. And the dawn is a daily And the dawn is a daily recurring miracle full of spiritual influences and testimony. Testimony being in double inverted commas. Full stop. Compare XVII 7, 17. Banu Israel, Surat Banu Israel. Compare that XVII sign 78 to 79. Full stop. Then let's go to the next sign, which is 5084. Adbaru Nujum, setting of the stars. Adbaru, setting, and Nujum, stars of the stars. In italics. Then colon. The setting of the stars, colon. The glorious hour of early dawn, full stop. In chapter CX comma, we seek God's protection as Lord of the Dawn. As Lord of the Dawn. Chapter CXIII. Mm. Uh, I think that is chapter 113. Let's see if that is it. Kulhu Allah, Allah. Uh, I think that's 133. Surat Falak. Yeah, that's it. So XICXII is Surat al Falak. Uh, we seek God's protection as Lord of the Dawn. Kul a'udhu birabbil falak. Kul a'udhu. We seek God's protection. Kul a'udhu. Or na'udhu. We seek God's protection as Lord of the Dawn. Birabbil falak. And that is note 5044, the second note to sign 49. And sign 49 is the last sign of section 2 of chapter 52 of the Holy Quran. When we come back in our next episode, we shall go to chapter 53 and Najmu, the stars. Al-Bari Najmu is warning us that the next chapter is an Najmu, the stars. Thank you very much. Ilalaka Baba Uruva. May God be with you all till we meet again.